Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a big update with the upcoming ice storm and winter storm just coming in from Sunday night. So this will be uploaded in the morning. But looking at today, you can see this is the Weather Prediction Center for Sunday, January 21st, and this will be going into tomorrow morning of Monday morning. As you can see, starting off in the west, you're going to see a lot of mixed precipitation in this blue shaded area, spanning from Washington all the way down there into New Mexico. And this is where you will also see heavy rain and flash flooding potential across Northern California, across the San Francisco area. You again could see potential for heavy rain and flash flooding. We are going to see multiple areas of freezing rain possible throughout today and tomorrow morning, where you are going to see freezing rain across Washington and Oregon, mostly throughout today. You are going to see freezing rain possible across northern Montana. You're going to see even a little bit of freezing rain across northern North Dakota as well. And really the main event, and this will be mainly Monday morning, is really when this will start up, is freezing rain across northeastern Texas, much of eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, much of central Missouri, and going into the St. Louis area, across Illinois as well, where we'll be seeing that freezing rain really starting to ramp up on Monday morning. And that'll be moving northeast into much of Illinois, Indiana for later into Monday into Tuesday. A lot of this lake effect snowfall will be calming down throughout today across the Buffalo area, but you're still going to see some bands come ashore with some lake effect snow bands so possible for some of those areas. Here is the current weather conditions. This is the HRRR model, and as you can see, we are going to be seeing scattered rain showers throughout today, throughout this afternoon and evening across areas of Texas. You are also going to see quite a bit of rainfall happening over in Arizona. You're going to see some freezing rain across Northwest, and overall just rain and snow mix a lot. It's going to be a mess throughout this weekend across much of the western United States with a lot of that mix and freezing rain. Overall, it's just a mix, and it's going to be a mess throughout some of those areas across the western half. But let's go on and go into your future cast, and as we move forward, you will start to see a lot of this rainfall start to ramp up across the Texas area later tonight, and you are going to start to see some freezing rain across the Oklahoma City area around sunset. And then this is when really the starts of this storm really start to ramp up. It's around 9 p.m. tonight, and then we can head even more forward, and we get about 12 a.m. Central Time. You can see a lot of freezing rain is impacting the Kansas City area. You are going to see a lot of freezing rain across the Wichita Falls area. Lots of eastern Oklahoma seeing a lot of freezing rain, as well as northwestern Arkansas definitely seeing that freezing rain as well. Even areas like Salina, Kansas could also see freezing rain from this storm as well. As we move forward with time, we get it to about 3 a.m. of Monday, and you can see a lot of widespread freezing rain across these areas, especially northwestern Arkansas, really starting to get a lot of freezing rain around 3 to 5 in the morning. And then some of these areas might see multiple rounds of freezing rain, and that'll really add on to it until the warm air reaches north and brings rainfall and melts that, because this is going to be rainfall right after the freezing rain. But some areas might see a lot of this ice for prolonged periods of time. That could increase power outages, tree damage, and stuff like that. As you can see, we're going to see definitely quite a bit of freezing rain across southern Missouri, and this is where I think we'll see the most freezing rain and most prolonged areas will be around the Springfield, Missouri area, much of southern Missouri, St. Louis. I do expect to see quite a bit of accumulations of ice, as well as eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas. Could definitely see quite a bit of mix and quite a bit of freezing rain as well, but it depends on the temperature across those areas. You are going to see freezing rain as it does continue throughout your Monday morning, and your Monday morning commute is definitely going to be pretty slick, definitely across the Missouri, Illinois, and Arkansas areas. A lot of that freezing rain will definitely calm down widespread wise once you reach around midday Monday. But as you can see, you're still going to see a band of freezing rain going north as you head into more of those evening hours. So once you get off work, there's still going to be freezing rain across central Illinois and northern Missouri. There's still going to be freezing rain dropping, and it's still going to be a few hours, probably until 9 p.m. or so, until that freezing rain switches over to rain. Because again, there's going to be a rain and freezing rain line that does go north, and I can't go any further with this model run. But taking a look at the NAM here, you can see here that you're going to see this freezing rain, and you're going to see that rain come right after the freezing rain. As you can see, as it heads more north, it's going to be switching to snow because it's much more colder up there. And as far as north as you go, it's going to be colder up there, so a lot of that will be switching to snow. And then as you head throughout overnight Monday to Tuesday, some of these areas will be starting to see some snow across Iowa and southern Wisconsin. Especially Michigan is definitely going to be seeing a little bit of snow from this. Areas like northern Ohio, northern Indiana, you guys definitely will be seeing some freezing rain from this, but definitely nothing significant. More of those areas like southern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, St. Louis area especially is going to see the majority of that significant ice, the majority of those power outages, tree damage, slick roads, and stuff like that. Now, looking at total freezing rain amounts, this is again going to be a forecast. Not everything will be exactly correct, but this is giving you an idea on the impacts of this freezing rain. Keep in mind that there's going to be rain right after, so I do expect that to melt a lot of the ice. Some of these areas could definitely see quite a bit of ice for a prolonged period of time. The longer you see that ice, the bigger impacts you're going to see from the storm. But as you can see, starting down here in northern Texas, maybe you could see definitely a good coating of ice down here. I don't expect anything major like the HRR model, but this could definitely happen across northern Texas. So definitely don't downplay this event. But across southeastern Oklahoma, northern Texas, could definitely see an upwards of a quarter of an inch ice to half an inch of ice across a widespread area of Oklahoma. While you're seeing more of these lighter colors, this is more just a light coating of ice, which could cause some slick roads, but not really anything damage-wise to trees and power lines. Mainly just a light coating of ice for the more of these lighter colors. But once you get into more of these darker purples and magentas, these are more major colors where you're talking potentially upwards of half an inch or more of ice, and that's pretty major. Could cause some big time power outages and tree damage across those areas. Northwestern Arkansas could be talking widespread areas of quarter of an inch of ice. And again, these areas could be either seeing, and again, some of these areas could see longer, prolonged periods of ice, and some of these areas could see some ice for maybe an hour or two before it switches back to rainfall. Southern Missouri, again, potentially upwards of quarter of an inch of ice to half an inch of ice. And then a lot of Missouri seeing a good coating of ice, but not really enough to make huge impacts. But again, travel will definitely be quite slick across these areas. Western Central Illinois seeing a good coating, but down here in St. Louis, potentially upwards of half an inch of ice, which could definitely be pretty major, especially for those metropolitan areas in St. Louis. That could definitely be quite an impact across that vicinity. And then lastly, taking a look at the total snowfall amounts across these areas. This is definitely not going to be a snowfall event, but definitely a little bit of snowfall across the northern Midwest and Great Lakes, where you're seeing upwards of 4 to 5 inches of snowfall across eastern Iowa. Southern Wisconsin seeing upwards of 6 to 7 inches of snowfall. Northern Illinois seeing a little bit, maybe upwards of 5 inches of snowfall across northern Illinois. Much of Michigan is definitely seeing quite a bit of snowfall and upwards of 8 inches. More the northern portion seeing 2 to 4, and southern portion 2 to 4 as well. But again, you might see some freezing rain across this area as well, across northern Indiana and northern Ohio, as well as the New England area. Could definitely see a good blanket of snow to start off here Wednesday morning. But that's really all I got for you. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload or live stream on the next storm. Make sure to like the video, share this video with any friends or family that may want the latest details on this big winter storm. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.